welcome to Zep Collector 98, and today I'll be showing you all this tropical fruit. I'm in Hawaii right now, and I got all this for about $25. So I'll start with this. This is the carambola, or star fruit. It was about $2 for 4 of them. This is a guava. It's a little unripe, but it's pink fleshed on the inside. It's a bigger variety. And then this is a smaller variety of guava. I believe it's just not pink, but it's like yellow fleshed on the inside, but we'll find out in a little bit. This is a different type of banana. It's called candy apple, and I've already tried some, as you can see, and it's just a little more tart. It has a little more zip on it. It's kind of hard to explain. It's pretty good though. These are the papayas right here. 2 different types. One of them's like a rainbow papaya, and one of them it's like the strawberry papaya or something like that. 3 different types of mangoes. Actually, these 2 are the same. The lady at the farmer's market recommended that I get these 2, and that brown spot or black spot, she said, is just fine. And then this is, I believe, the Hayden mango, so that's pretty typical, you know, what you find in grocery stores. Right here, this is a different type of dragon fruit. It's the red fleshed variety because she had it on display, but it's like a, I don't know, it's like orangish red kind of. So that's pretty cool. You can see them on the sides of the road. They're just growing on like trellises and walls and whatnot. This is a soursop, and this was $3 for this right here. It's not really spiky. Well, I mean it is, but it doesn't hurt or anything. It's kind of cool though. Pretty neat. And then these are the lychees. Pretty fresh. Normally when I get them in the store, back at home, they're already brown, so these are really nice and fresh. And then right here, this is he called it a mountain apple, but I thought it was called like a rose apple. Maybe it's a different type, but they look pretty similar. And we left it in the car, so it's a little I don't know, there's a little bit of bruising on it, so we'll have to try it and see what it's like. So yeah, that's the whole variety of fruits, and there's probably more to come. Alright guys, this is what I'll be showing you for now. So I'll start with how about the mountain apple? I think you're just supposed to eat it. I'm going to cut it in half just in case. And since we can't bring seeds back or anything like that, I'm not worried about cutting the seed in half because I'm going to throw it out anyways. Alright, so that's what it looks like, and you can kind of, I guess, see the little bruising. It's a little lighter colored right here. I'll maybe just eat around that, but this is what the seed is supposed to look like. It's already destroyed, but it's like looks like a nut or something, you know? So yeah. Alright. I'm gonna try it now. Doesn't have much flavor. It's like a really ripe pear, the texture. I don't know how to explain the flavor of it though. Interesting though. I guess it kind of tastes like an apple. Like, I don't know, very faint flavor of an apple. But the texture, maybe it's a little overripe, but the texture is like a pear. Like a ripe pear, not an underripe pear. Interesting. Alright, we'll set that aside. Now we'll move to the guava. Oh wow. It is pink colored. It's more like salmon. That's cool. I've only tried ones that are like the yellowish white colored flesh. So that's what it looks like. That's ripe for sure. That's pretty cool. And then you just bite it. You can eat the skin, everything. Gotta watch out for the seeds. Yeah, tastes like a guava. I thought it'd be a little more sweeter, but I mean, it's pretty good. I like the inside right here. It's nice and smooth and squishy. The outside's a little more grainy, but in here you can see it's a little more fleshy, so that's pretty good. Alright, I think next, how about we try the dragon fruit? So I'm gonna cut off the ends right here. You can already see it. It's pretty vivid right there. And like I said before, you can see these growing on walls, on the cement walls lining the streets, and they're just everywhere. Most of them, the flowers I've seen, they're only just forming right now. I haven't seen any actually with like fully ripe fruit or anything on it. So I was pretty lucky to get this. And then you can cut it, actually I'm going to cut off a little more, I can still see the stem. So then you cut it in half, or you can score it just on the side like that if you want, and then you can start peeling away. So I'll show you that. It's a pretty small dragon fruit. The other ones I've tried are more red, like a deep red, and they're bigger too. And in Hawaii, they're pretty strict on pesticides and whatnot. They want to try to save the planet, I guess. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It kind of reminds me of that prickly pear, just the way it looks like on the outside. I'm gonna cut it in half. So that is really neat looking. Cut off a little sliver here, so let's try it. That is a lot more sweeter than the ones in the store. That is really good. Holy moly, I'm glad I got 2 of those. That is awesome, guys. It tastes really good. You gotta try it. It's like flavor almost. I just had a mango before, like a really ripe mango. It's almost like that. Except the seeds in the middle make it like a kiwi. That's awesome. So, tip, when you guys go somewhere tropical, make sure you get a dragon fruit. Okay, let's do the lychee. I think you're just supposed to peel it. No, I'm gonna cut it in half. Make it a little easier. Or, here, I'll try scoring the end here. Let's see what it, okay, that works. So I'm starting to peel it away. Looks just like the rambutan. They had rambutan at the farmer's market. I figured I didn't need to get any just because I had already tried some recently. But it's kind of cool. Those are really red. They look kind of like this, and they're really fresh looking than the ones that compared to that I bought in the store. And they look the same. I think they share the same like family or species or whatever. They're pretty similar. And they look like the grape kind of on the inside. I'm gonna just eat around that stem. It's a lot more fresh and a lot more juicy too. I think the ones that I had were dried out somewhat just because they have to ship them over, and obviously they just dry out over time. Yeah, it's pretty good. Flavor is actually a lot different than the one of the rambutan that I described. And I know they should taste the same just because they're pretty similar, but I'm thinking it's just because it's so fresh that it tastes a lot different and better too. That's cool. Alright, papaya and starfruit or the soursop? I think I'll go with the soursop. So, the guy said to just peel it, so let's try to just score the end or the edges here. I'm gonna cut off the ends. So it looks kind of like the cherimoya. I was expecting it to be similar to that too. By the way, when we were traveling around, I would see a lot of, let's see, I saw noni fruits growing on the sides of the road. Those are some really high fruits and antioxidants. And I also saw jackfruit growing on the trees. They're huge, and lots of coffee. Alright. So, well, that's pretty... It's like really easy to peel, but it's hard just because the skin is so soft. I don't even know how to, like, do that. It's... Huh. I don't know, I can't... can't, like, get it any out, you know? Alright, time to just mutilate it, I guess. Maybe this is just because it's so ripe. Alright. I don't know if... Alright, let's just rip it apart then. So, it's kind of disgusting feeling in your hands, and there's these seeds. I'm just gonna try it. Oh, that's really sweet. Kind of tart too. I'm hoping this isn't overripe or spoiled, just because it's like, it feels kind of disgusting and tastes kind of weird. I don't know, it doesn't taste that good. It's kind of sour actually, almost like soursop, you know? I don't know if I want to eat any more of that. It's alright. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know if it's overripe or spoiled, so... Here, this side looks a little better. I'm gonna try that. It's kind of weird though. It's like... I don't know. Kind of reminds me like of raw fish, just the way it looks. That's interesting. Very messy though. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my hands now. Alright, now I'm gonna start you guys off with the star fruit. Cut off the ends. This probably will taste the same like the ones in the store just because they're all the yellow flesh when you get them. And I don't really see any seeds yet. But what I'm going to do is I learned a little trick, is you're supposed to cut off the ends if you want them to look a little nicer too, just because they start getting brown. And that's where all the the acid is. They're really concentrated in the ribs, they call them. And sometimes, you know, you can get a sick stomach, or if you have the kidney stones, that's an issue also. The skin is pretty waxy, and the fruit was really cheap too. Sometimes they're really expensive in the stores, so I got $2 for 2 of them. Paid $2 for 4 of them. And you cut them, and I didn't cut them exactly right, so I mean they're kind of a little dilapidated, but that's what they look like. Well, there is a seed right there. I wonder what kind of variety this is, because there aren't a lot of seeds in them. Normally when I get them in the store, there's quite a bit of them. Alright, time to try it. Yeah, tastes pretty much the same. Maybe it's a little overripe because it's not as crisp. They're supposed to have a little more crispness to them. They're kind of softer. Still really good though. I think the flavor is more developed just because it was fully ripened here. So I know when I had tried them just from the store, they taste good, they taste sweet, but there's not a whole lot of flavor. It's just kind of more watered down, and this has a little better flavor to it, so yeah. It's really good. I love tasting new tropical fruit. And lastly, we're going to do the papaya. I don't know which one this is. This is either the strawberry or the rainbow papaya. So the flesh should look a little different than the next one I'll show you guys in a later video or later episode. Time to cut it in half. They had tons of these at the farmers markets, and you'd see these growing everywhere too. I was really disappointed just because they're so high up and you can't even pick them. It looks like it's a little overripe right there. So just scoop out the seeds. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be, I don't know. So yeah, and then they look kind of weird. They look like little eggs or something. And I don't know exactly. I'm just gonna try and scoop out a little sliver in here, a little piece. That's good. It's really good. Tastes like a papaya like you get in the store, except it's a lot more sweeter. And there's a stronger flavor too, so if you guys like stronger flavored papaya, like you wish you had a better flavor, you gotta go to a tropical place where they grow them naturally. Still has a good texture. It's nice and soft. So yeah, it's really good. Can't stop eating this now. Alright, and I don't think I need to show you guys the candy apple banana just because I said before it's a little more tangy. It pretty much tastes like the normal bananas you get in the store. And it actually kind of tastes like candy, like they say it does. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll come back with another episode later on the fruit.
Mga lakat din na lungit na.
Oo.
Hi, beautiful. Guapa. Oh, you like that, huh? Every time I do that.
Guys, welcome to Zup Collector 98, and today I'm here to show you the cacao fruit. I got these from Hawaii during the road to Hana on a roadside stand. I already cut this one open just to show you guys and make it easier. We paid about $7 for both of these fruits. I had a third one that I got at a grocery store and it was spoiled, it was rancid, so I had to throw that one away. Start you guys off with showing the taste test. It's a lot fresher than when I had originally bought it. I bought one on a website from Puerto Rico, and it was a couple days old. These were picked yesterday, they said. So, I don't know how to explain it. It's a pretty unique fruit, so I don't know, you'd have to try it for yourself to see what it tastes like. But at the roadside stand, they had jackfruit trees, like huge fruits, bigger than my head. They were just growing all over. They had the passion fruit, different bananas, mangoes, papayas, all that kind of stuff. I got to try the jackfruit. They gave me a little piece of it, the flesh that surrounds the seed. Tastes kind of like juicy fruit. And also, on the road to Hana, I got these two types, the same type of banana. They're so ripe that they just come right off the bunch right here. These are the ice cream bananas. They taste actually similar to the candy apple banana, the flavor, but the texture is more like an unripe regular banana that we buy in the stores. I also got certain type of passion fruit right here. I have two more, actually. Several more. My bad, this is the star apple, actually. And these are the three types of passion fruit that grow on Hawaii. I don't know the names at all, and I will do a taste test when I'm ready to open these. I think they're supposed to be more wrinkly, kind of like this one. And then I also have the sapodilla right here. I have to let these ripen up a little bit too. So lots of different fruits to try in Hawaii here. And we are on Maui here, by the way. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hey guys, welcome to Zub Collector 98, and today I'm here to cut open the fruits. And in addition to these, I got sugar cane. I had already tried it. The guy at the farmer's market cut these because they're pretty hard to cut. They're really hard and they're fibrous. So I'm not going to cut them open and try them for you guys. They're just really juicy, sweet, like really sugary, and they don't really taste like the regular sugar, like if you were to eat a spoonful of sugar. It's not like that. It's kind of fruity actually, so yeah, pretty thick too. So alright, I will start with the passion fruits because I'm not so certain with the different fruits. I don't know the different types of these. The guy at the farmer's market just said that there's 3 different varieties that grow on the islands here. So it looks pretty similar to the other type of passion fruit. Maybe this is the same one, just has a little different color variation on it. And I'll cut this one. I don't know, maybe this one might be a little overripe just because it's starting to turn brown and it's really wrinkly. But I know that when it's wrinkly, that's when it's ripe. The guy who sold me these actually said that he eats them when they're not wrinkled. So this one is just a little slightly less orange. Looks a little more pulpy than seedy also. And then with this one didn't turn wrinkly at all, which is kind of weird. This one's also the softest to cut. It's not as like shelly. It's really like soft. Well, that one's weird. It's kind of milky looking. Not really yellow or orange at all. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the taste test. Start with, how about this one? This one's the least common looking one. That's really good. It's like not tart or sour, normally like the other passion fruit I did was. Yeah, I like the texture of these just because the seeds are crunchy. They're not like hard where you can't bite them or you'll break a tooth. That's actually really good. It's really nice and sweet. I wonder which one's the lilikoi passion fruit. I'm thinking this one is actually. Yeah, that one's a little tart. This one tastes a lot more like a regular passion fruit. Seeds are crunchier. Still definitely good though. Kind of addicting. Alright, and with this last one, it looks kind of a little dried out, so we'll just see how it goes. This one's sweeter than the last one I tried, but not as sweet as the first one. This one actually looks like the regular passion fruit that you buy in the stores, the most common variety. Crunchy seeds too. My favorite, I would say, is this one right here. So, pretty good. Very sweet. Alright, now I'll go with the sapodilla. Sapodilla, I don't know how you pronounce it. So I will cut off the stem. And again, I'm not very familiar with the fruit here. Never tried it. I mean, I haven't had a whole lot of time to research it either. So I will cut it in half. And I know you're supposed to watch out for the seeds. There's a little tiny like hook in it. Here, I'll show you. I did find that out, that it could get stuck in your throat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little tiny hook right there, and it's a little sharp actually. So that definitely would be good to swallow. Get stuck in your throat and cut it open even. So, nice and brown on the inside. It's supposed to taste kind of like brown sugar. So, let me try a little bit without getting a piece of that seed. It's pretty grainy, but it does taste like brown sugar actually. That's really interesting. I don't know if it was like fully ripened or not, or I did something wrong to ripen it. But I found that like, I read actually, that like if the fruit is picked before like a certain time frame, it's gonna be green and it won't ripen anywhere else past that point. So, like over here for example, I have like these smaller ones, and they're hard as like a rock, and they're not ripening at all. So I'll show you guys that, what it looks like. It's pretty hard to cut. Okay, so see, like, I guess they're not green on the inside, but they're like dried out looking. They're pretty black if you compare it to this right here. So this one looks nice and like fresh, and these ones are all just hard as a rock. So I'm gonna try this again. It's a really good fruit. I've never been able to try this back in the States, so must not be as easy to get. So yeah, it's really grainy. I mean, I wouldn't say I really like the texture. It's a little dry, kind of like astringent, but the texture is actually literally like brown sugar. Okay, I'm gonna just wash off this knife quick because I didn't wash that fruit. Alright, so now I will finish with the star apple. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to cut at the equator, because then it will supposedly look like a star. I don't know if it will, because this fruit has a little bit of bruising because it sat out for a little bit and it's starting to get wrinkled and soft. But we'll see. Yep, that's a little bit soft, but if you can kind of see, there's a little bit of that star formation right there. So I guess that's where the name comes from. Pretty cool looking on the inside though. I would have to say this fruit's a little overripe. And on the inside I also read that there's a little bit of a latex kind of center, so you want to try to avoid it because it's bitter. Hopefully it'll still taste good. It doesn't look like there's a lot of like edible flesh left because it's kind of like gelatinous now. I don't know if that's normal or not. It's really soft. I don't know if this is right or not. No, it doesn't really taste right. Let me try this side. I don't know, but if you guys look right here, right around the seeds, there's like the jelly-like coating. Here, I'll pull out a seed and show you what they look like. They actually look kind of similar to the sapodilla seeds. I mean, they're more rounded and they don't have that like sharp hook, but they're kind of almost both black. This one's a little more brown, I'd say, and it's like a little pink line right around it. Kind of cool looking actually. A little bit of striping on it too. So let's try this one. Wow, that is really weird looking on the inside. It's like, looks like tiny little jellyfish tentacles all inside because there's a lot of them in there. Yeah, the lady who sold it to me said it was supposed to be sweet. I can't really describe the flavor, but it's really dry in my mouth. So I don't know if it was fully ripe when it was picked or I let it sit out too long. So unfortunately I wasn't able to get a very accurate taste test for that fruit. But if you guys are able to ever get this type of fruit right here, this passion fruit, do it because it's very good. It's different than the regular passion fruit. It's sweet. Seeds are a little less crunchier and it's really good. So thank you guys for watching this video.